Climate change affects every country on every continent. It is disrupting national economies and affecting lives, costing people, communities, and countries dearly today and even more tomorrow. Global climate change has already had an observable effect on the environment. Glaciers have shrunk, sea levels are rising, plant and animal habitats have shifted, and we're experiencing more intense heat waves than ever. Yay, Texas. Without action, the world's average surface temperature is likely to rise 2.5 to 10 degrees Fahrenheit over the next century. To put that into perspective, at the end of the last ice age, when the northeast United States was covered by more than 3,000 feet of ice, average temperatures were only 5 to 9 degrees cooler than today. We do not want to see a world that is 3 degrees warmer. We all know that we have a part in this, but what can we do? Luckily, there are a lot of people and groups out there that want to help. Hi, Comets. I'm Dorian Evans, the Assistant Director for Environmental Programs with Research Campus and Environmental Safety at UT Dallas. I'll give you a little insight into what our group is doing on campus and let you know how you can help. So, who are we? Our environmental safety team is made up of a group of environmental professionals with focuses in engineering, chemistry, hazardous materials, hydrogeology, and ecosystem dynamics, plus a few amazing student workers. We work closely with our researchers, facilities management, Office of Sustainability, housing, athletics, and anyone else on campus that might affect environmental quality. At the base of this, we help the university ensure compliance with Environmental Protection Agency, or EPA, policies. The EPA's mission, as is ours, is to protect human health and the environment. We work to achieve this by following a variety of federal, state, and local regulations. Our goal is clean air, clean water, and the safe management of waste. So first, let's get into a little bit of the science behind climate change. And to do so, we need to have a basic understanding of the greenhouse effect. Life on Earth depends on energy coming from the sun. About half the light reaching Earth's atmosphere passes through the air and clouds to the surface, where it is then absorbed and then radiated upward in the form of infrared heat. About 90% of this heat is then absorbed by greenhouse gases and radiated back toward the surface. Scientists attribute climate change to human activities increasing the natural greenhouse effect. Carbon dioxide is a greenhouse effect and natural component of the atmosphere. However, since the Industrial Revolution began, burning of fossil fuels like coal and oil has increased the atmospheric concentration of carbon dioxide, or CO2. The increase in CO2, along with other greenhouse gases, reduces the amount of energy that is reflected back to space, causing more heat to be trapped within the atmosphere. The easiest way to visualize how environmental safety is working to reduce greenhouse gases and other air pollutants is to look at some of the processes on campus that generate them. Boilers heat the campus in winter. These boilers are operated under an environmental permit. Proper preventative maintenance and emission tracking ensures that they are releasing the least amount of air pollutants as possible. Generators providing emergency, temporary, or portable power are permitted to be used only so many hours per year to keep our emissions low. Even our campus printing and painting operations are regulated. Air pollutants can come in a variety of sources and can cause a variety of issues, including global climate change. Environmental safety maintains and updates the university's air permits, tracks emission sources, determines permit applicability, and prepares permit applications to maintain compliance for UT Dallas and clean air for campus and the surrounding community. So, a little bit more bad news. Climate change contaminates your water. It's making intense downpours, droughts, and rising water temperatures more common. This can alter the quality of our drinking and recreational water. It is important to remember that stormwater runoff, or rainwater that doesn't soak into the ground, ends up in local streams, creeks, rivers, and lakes. Stormwater is untreated and can carry pollutants, sediment, and trash into our water resources. Stormwater pollution can easily be controlled if everyone plays a part in preventing unwanted substances from entering storm drains into the streets where you live or work. Cottonwood Creek runs through our campus, adding to the natural beauty of UT Dallas. The entire campus population has a responsibility to help preserve Cottonwood Creek. By practicing pollution prevention habits like picking up litter or other waste, campus community members can keep pollutants that collect on paved areas from washing into the storm drains. So, thinking about stormwater runoff, please don't go wash your car on campus or change your oil on campus. The dirt, grease, and oil gets washed off and can immediately drain to Cottonwood Creek. Car wash businesses collect the runoff to be treated rather than going to the storm drain. Environmental Safety does monthly formal inspections of Cottonwood Creek on campus with the assistance of facilities management staff to help identify obvious pollutant issues, general water quality, and erosion concerns. We then work to correct any of these issues. We have seen dog poop, cigarette butts, and general trash at risk of washing into the creek. Though we walk these creeks more than once a month, we could still miss things. Help us by being our eyes on campus. Some of the signs of water pollution in Cottonwood Creek can include colored or cloudy water, dead or dying animals, trash, oily sheen, bad odors, construction debris, or spills. If you see something, please report it to us. You can email safety@utdallas.edu or contact us at extension 7200. Now, on to hazardous waste. Environmental safety is responsible for the implementation of proper management practices for all aspects of the handling, storage, and disposal of hazardous waste generated on campus. And UT Dallas generates a lot, which sounds terrible until you realize what it really means. There are a lot of materials out there that you wouldn't consider hazardous, but they might be hazardous if improperly disposed. Think about paint. You use it, hopefully with good ventilation, but then what do you do with the rest? Would you dump it in Cottonwood Creek? No, of course not. If it was safe for you to use, but you actually recognize that there might be a little bit more to it. Now, a lot of waste generated on campus comes from our research and teaching labs, which are definitely hazardous. Rather than disposing of it in the sink, we collect it as with all hazardous waste. Once collected, it is sorted and then shipped off to an off-site vendor that can safely treat the waste. Some of it gets recycled or used for fuel, yay. Other times it is treated or incinerated and goes to special landfills. Incineration causes greenhouse gases and landfilling takes up natural resources. UT Dallas is committed to a policy of efficient energy management, environmental excellence, and resource conservation. So how do we do that while still maintaining innovative research and general campus operations? Reduce, reuse, recycle, in that order. By doing this, we can avoid environmental hazards, protect scarce natural resources, reduce the nation's reliance on raw materials, and provide economic benefits. Environmental Safety has developed a pollution prevention plan that outlines several campus projects which help reduce the amount of waste generated. Most projects focus on laboratory practices, but they can also relate back to campus operations and your day-to-day lives. So first, we want to reduce the amount of waste generated. You can do that by ordering only what you need. Using an inventory system can really help with this process. That way, you don't forget that you had something and you can easily find it. You can also scale back the size of your project or substitute hazardous chemicals with non-hazardous chemicals, such as purchasing mercury-free instruments. In collaboration with UT Dallas's Chemistry Graduate Student Association, Research Campus and Environmental Safety is working on a mercury thermometer exchange program. Mercury is very toxic and should be removed from use whenever possible. We have already removed nearly 500 mercury-containing thermometers from campus this year, all of which were recycled. So, if we can't reduce the amount of waste that we generate, could it be reused or recycled? Back to the paint. All the surplus paint that you agreed we wouldn't dump into Cottonwood Creek was donated to Habitat for Humanity, nearly 500 gallons of it. This paint will be put to good use rather than ending up in a landfill. There are several interrelated economic benefits of recycling hazardous waste. The extraction, refining, transportation, and processing of new raw materials can have a significant impact on the environment. Recycling waste can mean less air, less water, and less soil pollution associated with these practices. And that's a lot of what we do as Research Campus and Environmental Safety to help protect the environment and reduce our campus impact on climate change. So what else can we do as individuals? Be involved. Act Now is the United Nations global call to individual action on climate change. By changing our habits and routines and making choices that have less harmful effects on the environment, we have the power to confront the climate challenge. There are many things that each of us can do as individuals. To find out what you can do, go to www.un.org/actnow. Climate change is a defining issue of our time, and we are at a defining moment. Let's act now together. Thank you. Stay safe.